You tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night, Perez versus Taira, and this video right here is for one final look at the 26 individuals involved in these 13 fights coming Saturday night. Now let's go ahead and dive into it. The lineup I got might not necessarily be the lineup come fight night, but it's the one we gonna rock with right now. Costa versus Nordal-Beck. I'm rocking with Nordal-Beck. That has not changed to get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, and there is a night where he gets it done inside the distance. You understand what I'm saying to you? Both of these young men are experienced for their age. You know what I mean? As far as inside that cage. Costa's 27. He got as many fights as he got years on this earth. He's 20-7 against opposition with combined records of 199 wins and 91 losses. On the other side is Nordal-Beck. 3 years is older, 30 years old, 39-11. With against opposition with combined records of 345 wins and 101 losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? We're talking about advantages. In my personal opinion, Nordal-Beck, he holds the experience advantage, the experience of being up against a higher level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? He holds the power advantage. I give him the slight speed advantage, and he holds the wrestling and grappling advantages in this matchup. You understand what I'm saying to you? Costa, on the other side, he has the youth advantage by 3 years, although 27 and 30. Not sure how much that's going to play a part in this fight, but he does have the youth advantage by 3 years. He has the height advantage by a couple inches. He has the reach advantage by about 4 inches. You understand what I'm saying to you? And in my personal opinion, those are the only advantages that he holds in this fight. The height, the reach, and the 3 years in youth. And they are not going to be enough for him to secure a victory against Nordal-Beck. That's just my personal opinion, man. It's 2 rounds to 1 via unanimous decision. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in there sprinkled a 3 rounds to 0 or if it ended inside the distance, man. The boy is capable of getting it done via knockout, via submission, and via decision. And I got him getting it done one way or the other. Julia versus Josephine. Josephine's still the pick. Julia 12-3 against opposition with combined records of 78 wins, 33 losses. Josephine 7-0 against opposition with combined records of 28 wins, 10 losses. And she has a kickboxing experience in her background. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm rocking with Josephine, man. 3 rounds to 0, 30-27 across the board. And there's a night where she gets it done inside the distance if the opportunity presents itself. You understand what I'm saying to you? Josephine's the pick. Weston versus Jekka. Now, I originally skipped over this and wanted absolutely nothing to do with it, but for the sake of the pick, for the sake of the channel and the community, I went ahead and did a little dive, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Plus, I wanted to know why, you know, what warranted Jekka being so big of a favorite against this young man. Let's talk about it. Weston Wilson. Let's talk about you, Weston Wilson. 16-9 against opposition with combined records of, wait for it, 82 wins and 153 losses. 16-9 against opposition with combined records of 82 wins and 153 losses. Absolutely fucking horrendous. And with that being said, this young man's first 6 fights consisted of opposition with combined records of 9 wins and 30 losses. And with that being said, 5 of those first 6 fights consisted of individuals who had 0 wins in the column and a bunch of losses in the column. The one individual that he fought in them first 6 fights that had victories in the column was the one that had 9 victories in the column and some losses, and that's the one that he fucking lost to. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now his combined opposition over the course of his 16-9 is 82 wins and 153 losses. You can miss me with this young man. At least Jekka's 14-3 consists of opposition with combined records of 80 wins and 27 losses. How is this man 16-9? That's 25. 14-3, that's 17. So this man has 8 fights more than this young man, but his opposition only has 2 more victories than this young man, but over 120 some odd more losses, man. Get the fuck up out of here. It's undeniable that Jekka has had to face the higher level of opposition as of yet. And with that being said, his level of opposition hasn't even been great. You feel me? He's going to starch this man, Weston Wilson. And anybody who's talking about Weston Wilson having a grappling or wrestling advantage in this fight, you can miss me with that shit. Jekka's gonna fuck around and secure 1 or 2 of his own takedowns before he knocks this man out. If he doesn't knock him out before that, In the process of knocking him out, he might secure 1 or 2 of his own takedowns and stuff this motherfucker's takedowns. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? Folks that are talking about Weston Wilson in this fight, cashing as a +2 something underdog, are the same individuals that were talking about Dustin Stolfus in his fight against Bruno, cashing as a +2 something in his underdog, thinking he's going to go in there and do what he did to Punahele to Bruno. Absolutely not the case. And I said Bruno might fuck around and secure 1 or 2 of his own takedowns in the process of knocking this young man the fuck out. And I see this fight going the same way I see all that Dustin and motherfucking Bruno fight going, man. Jack is going to starch this motherfucker, man. He's going to stiffen him the fuck up. And he might secure 1 or 2 of his own takedowns in the process. You understand what I'm saying to you? Weston Wilson might not even get an opportunity to shoot for a takedown. He might secure a takedown. Jack is going to get the fuck back up. The level of opposition that this man's been able to do anything against, I will read it again. 16-9 against opposition with combined records of 82 wins and 153 losses, man. Miss me with this shit. Jack is the pick. That was too much time. My bad, y'all. Judas versus Fernandez, man. Low-level women's MMA. Stay the fuck away, man. And one of these low-level women's MMA, young ladies in this belt, is already a sizable favorite. Over -200, like -235, -245 or something like that. When I saw it, man, leave this joint the fuck alone, man. Told motherfuckers about this with Vanessa and Emily when I sweep them fucking prelims. And Vanessa at +290 and +300 was on all my parlays. You feel me? I told motherfuckers about this shit on Saturday night with Tomar and that Rayanne. For motherfuckers that wanted to be holding on to a Rayanne ticket. Like, you can't. In some of all of these low-level women's MMA bouts, man, complete pass or take the fucking dog, man. What happened on Saturday? All 3 underdogs won. Montana, dog, won. Denise, dog, won. Tomar, dog, won. All 3 low-level women MMA bouts. Leave them the fuck alone, man. Complete pass. Judas is 3-1 against opposition with combined records of 9 wins and 14 losses. Fernandez 8-3 against opposition with combined records of 51 wins and 20 losses. Do I understand her being a favorite? The experience is on her side. Yeah, but with that being said, miss me with this shit. Garrett versus motherfucking Brady. Garrett, I'm still rocking with to get this one done. 2 rounds to 1 via unanimous decision, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody scored it 3 rounds to none, you know what I mean? Or if he found an opportunity to end this one inside the distance, man. And that's with all due respect to the young boy Brady, man. Garrett 10-3 against opposition with combined records of 70 wins, 50 losses. Brady 7-2 against opposition with combined records of 51 wins, 38 losses. No great discrepancy in the level of opposition that either one of these young men have faced. I just like the body of work that I've been seeing as of late from Garrett, what he's been doing in the gym, the time he's been putting in the gym, and I feel like it's going to pay dividends in the cage in this fight on Saturday night. I'm rocking with Garrett. Nate versus Jimmy, man. Now me, the money line is fucking ridiculous. Nate shouldn't be -500 against anybody, anywhere. With that being said, he is. The pick is Nate, but the pick is for Nate to secure this victory via KO, TKO, somewhere in the 2nd round. If he don't clip Jimmy, with all due respect to Jimmy, if he don't clip Jimmy on the feet first, and Jimmy finds his way in, you know, for some takedowns or trying to work in some submissions, he's going to get pounded out from the fucking top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see a night where Jimmy wins this fight, in my personal opinion, man. I'm rocking with Nate, man. For what it's worth, that's the pick. Tagir versus Joshua, man. Tagir 15-2. Respectable 15-2 against opposition with combined records of 176 wins and 54 losses. On the other side, Joshua's 10-1 against opposition with combined records of 67 wins, 33 losses. It is undeniable that Tagir has been up against a higher level of opposition throughout his career, and it is undeniable that Tagir is the highest level of opposition that Joshua will have ever faced. Tagir's 46% takedown accuracy against Josh's, as of right now, 78% takedown defense, and I'm not saying that 78% takedown defense has been tested by anybody of Tagir's caliber or anybody as relentless as Tagir. That is not what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying to you? I am just saying we never face a higher level of opposition until we do, and then it's up to us to show up and prove that we deserve to be where we are and that we deserve to get that call. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I'm still going to take those dice, shake them up, and roll them on the boy Joshua to go ahead and get this one done via upset. You know, split decision. Could be a unanimous decision. I feel like his takedown defense is going to hold up enough for him to keep it on the feet where he will be able to do the better work even though he is at a 4 or 5 inch reach disadvantage. As relentless as Tagir is with his takedown, you know, his wrestling, his takedowns, his grappling, his chain, you know, chaining things together. I believe that Josh is just as relentless with his forward pressure in the striking department, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? So will Tagir be able to secure 1 or 2 takedowns over the course of this 15 minutes? Maybe 3, yes, but I feel like Josh is solid enough and sound enough to keep himself on the ground where he will not waste time getting back up to the feet. You understand what I'm saying to you? He'll stay out of compromisable positions, in my opinion, and win this one by split decision. Now, with that being said, am I a degenerate? Yes, I am. Am I a dumbass? No, I am not. So I do go both ways on this fight. I do cover my motherfucking back door. You understand what I'm saying to you? I put my parlays in, and I put one of these motherfuckers in one of them. I put the same parlays in. I put one of the other. I mean, like, I go both ways and cover my back door, man. I am a degenerate, but I'm not a fucking dumbass, man. I'm still going to stand on my pick and rock with Josh. With all due respect to Tagir, his resume, his level of opposition that he's been up against, you know what I mean, for far longer than this young man. Joshua's test is on Saturday, and I'm still going to stand by him and rock with him to pass that test, you know what I'm saying? As grimy and gritty as it might fucking be. But, I'm not a dummy, so I will secure my back door. Asu versus Jose. Asu 9-2 against opposition with combined records of 129 wins and 40 losses. Jose 16-8 against opposition with combined records of 151 wins and 95 losses. No great discrepancy in the level of opposition that these two young men has faced as far as paper's concerned. But if you go look at the resume, there are a couple names on Azu's resume that do stick out a little more so to me than on Jose's resume. I do like the relentlessness from Azu. I do like his all-around game. I feel like he's solid anywhere and everywhere. He will be at a reach disadvantage, so I do see him getting this one to the ground early and often. And with that being said, I don't see it ending early, man. I don't see Jose as that much of a chump stop, if at all. You feel what I'm saying to you? I got Azu securing the submission victory somewhere in the 3rd round. You know what I mean? And if he doesn't secure it and it goes to the distance, he gonna win by unanimous decision. At the very least, 2 rounds to 1. Round 1 and round 2, in my personal opinion. If he can't get him down in round 3 and he can't serve the submission, or he gets him down, can't secure the submission, Jose gets up and does a little bit on the motherfucking feet for a judge to sway 1 round to him, then maybe it's a motherfucking just a unanimous decision and not a clean sweep 30-27 or inside the distance. But I do like Azu in this fight, and that's with all due respect to Jose. Now, Miles versus DeAndrade. This is another fight like Tagir and Joshua that I will secure my back door. These are really the only 2 fights on this card that I'm really questioning myself in. You know what I mean? So anyway, Miles, 14-2 against opposition with combined records of 146 wins and 44 losses. Andrade, 29-5 up against opposition with combined records of 132 wins and 88 losses. Based off of that stat right there and that paperwork right there, you would venture to think that Miles Johns, you know, was up against it a little bit more so than DeAndrade in his career. But we know that not to be the case. They simply offer the 5 fights that DeAndrade lost. Those 5 individuals that he lost to are no chumps at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And a few of those out of that 5, if not all of those 5, would give Miles another motherfucking loss. You understand what I'm saying to you? In my personal opinion. So you can't really read too much into this. You know what I'm saying? As far as the paper's concerned, man. You got to go off of what you know of these 2 individuals' body work, man. And I respect the OG just like I respect the YG. And I've been all in they motherfucking IGs and social medias and checking everything that they've been going through and they headspace and what they doing leading up to these fights for the last couple weeks. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, I like to see a motherfucker's headspace. I like to see a motherfucker, if a motherfucker's just taking it off and taking it easy and taking a motherfucker lightly, or if a motherfucker's in there grimy and gritty and sweating and bleeding and getting it fucking done. You know what I mean? Both of these motherfuckers, man, like when they show up, the weigh in between the 2 of them, it's probably gonna be 2.3% body fat. You understand what I'm saying to you? They show up fucking shredded, man. You know what I mean? The OG, he's coming out of his days, where the YG is still coming into his days. You feel what I'm saying to you? Miles, He's an impressive guy, man. And these cats, they're physical, they're physiques. You know what I mean? The way they match up physically, I'm not necessarily sure either one of them is going to be able to get any wrestling or grappling going. This is primarily going to be on the feet. As I don't believe either one of them is really going to be able to get the other to the ground. There might be an attempt to, and maybe there is one takedown secured, but them booties are gonna hop right back up off the fucking mat and get right back to action. You understand what I'm saying? To where the Andrade does possess a 2-inch reach, and he does possess more pop on each individual shot. I gotta give the power to the Andrade. You understand what I'm saying to you? With that being said, I gotta give the speed, I gotta give the movement, I gotta give the agility. You understand what I'm saying to you? I gotta give all these to Miles, man. And I feel like Miles is gonna outland him and outvolume him on the feet around 1 to 2, if not more than 1 to 2. But the more impactful strikes are gonna come from DeAndrade, man. It's really gonna come down to who drops who. If somebody's able to drop somebody in one of these rounds, and if somebody's able to secure a takedown in one of these rounds, if the individual that gets dropped isn't the one that secures the takedown, we could very well have a motherfucking draw on our hands. If this shit is just tit for tat, bop, and one gets dropped and then he's back up, you know what I mean, and it wasn't that bad, you feel what I'm saying to you, but it's enough to make sure that, you know, that round's secured because everything else has been so close, and then in the next round, motherfucker dips up under that same motherfucking punch and hits that double and drops that man and holds him down for about 90 seconds, man. And it was a competitive, the other round was competitive as fuck with no takedowns, some takedown attempts, some stuffs, you know what I'm saying? And shots thrown from both sides. You could very well have a draw on your hands in this fight, man. So go both ways, man. Cover your back door. Lucas versus Timmy, man. Dog or pass. Absolutely dog or pass. I want nothing to do with this fight. I highly suggest y'all have nothing to do with this fight. Like, y'all should have nothing to do with that Judas versus Fernandez fight. But if you're going to have something to do with this fight, man, it's a dog or pass. I don't understand. I can't even say I understand why the boy Timmy's a favorite. You feel me? Lucas has not have a... I'm not going to lie about that. Lucas has not had a great run inside the UFC. But let's fucking be honest with each other. What kind of a motherfucking run do we think Timmy's going to have in this division, in the UFC? You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, Lucas's run has not been that great, but how fucking great do you think Timmy's run is going to be in this division? Now, with that being said, man, 14-3 for Lucas, man. Up against opposition with combined records of 137 wins and 56 losses. 8-2 for Timmy. Up against opposition with combined records of 37 wins and 12 losses. It's undeniable, just go through the resume, that Lucas has been up against a higher level of opposition throughout his career. His wins, his losses, they're more so respectable than anything on Timmy's resume, in my personal opinion. And with that being said, not only does he hold the experience advantage, but the experience of facing a higher level of opposition advantage, he also holds the power advantage. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I could very well see him knocking this young man Timmy the fuck out. Dog or pass, I highly suggest you pass, though. Dog or pass, I'll say it again. I highly suggest you pass, though. Ikram versus Antonio. Ikram, 15-1. 15-1. Up against opposition with combined records of 141 wins and 60 losses. Antonio, 12-3. Up against opposition with combined records of 106 wins, 48 losses. No real great discrepancy in the level of opposition that these young men have faced as far as paper's concerned, but we know that Ikram has faced a higher level of opposition, you know, and beaten them for the most part. With that being said, this is Ikram's fight to lose. The young man's like a minus 900 in some places. Shit like that is fucking ridiculous. If you bet this fight, you just find a way to chop that number down. But leave it the fuck alone, man. You know what I'm saying? Alex versus Tat. I'm rocking with Tat, man. And this is with all due respect to Alex, to the vet. This is another OG versus a YG. You understand what I'm saying to you? And this is with all due respect to the OG veteran that is Alex Perez, his body of work, his resume, and the level of opposition he's been up against. What he's able to do, his abilities, and what he's capable. You understand what I'm saying to you? And his stats and his takedown defense. This is with all due respect to that. I'm not taking anything away from that. I just personally feel like Alex's best days are behind him. I felt like that for quite a while. Nothing that he's done as of lately. Matus Nicolau, none of that. prior to that, anything as of late has changed how I feel about this young man. You know what I mean? I've just been looking for the proper individual to go ahead and fade him with. And in my personal opinion, this one is it. He possesses the reach on the feet, and he is not a fish out of water. You understand what I'm saying to you? This young man can get it done anywhere it goes, in my personal opinion. He's well-rounded. He's got a solid game. He's hella strong in other areas, but that does not mean this man is weak or a fish out of water in those other areas. You understand what I'm saying to you? He is relentless with his takedown attempts, and although Alex possesses a very respectable takedown defense, I don't know that he's going to be able to shuck off enough of these motherfuckers that are going to be coming his way. Within them first 15 minutes, I got him getting up out of there. Knockout, ground and pound, submission, knockout on the feet, club and sub. Any which way you want to look at it, I feel like Tat can get it done. And with that being said, if he doesn't get it done within the first 3 rounds and this thing goes to the decision, then it's Tat by unanimous decision. Because in my personal opinion, he's taking them first 3 rounds. You understand what I'm saying to you? Doing what he wants to do, trying to put himself where he wants to be, putting Alex in positions he doesn't want to be in. You understand what I'm saying to you? And just letting him feel a new kind of squeeze, a new kind of chain wrestling, a new kind of grappling, a new era of what he's been dealing with, but just at another level. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm high on Tat, man. I got faith in him. And like I said, it's with all due respect to the OG veteran that is Alex Perez. His body of work, his resume, and the level of opposition he has been up against, what he's been able to do. You understand what I'm saying to you? I just feel like his best days are behind him. So I'm rocking with Tat in this fight, man. So, you know, it's Snorda Becky, Josephine, Jekka. We leaving Judas and Fernandez alone. It's Garrett, Nate. I'm going both ways to cover my back door with Tagir and Joshua. It's Azu. The same can be said about Miles and Andrade. You understand what I'm saying to you? As far as securing my back door, dog or passing that Lucas or Timmy. That's Ikram's fight to lose, man. And I'm going with Tat in the main event. You feel me? Now, would I be mad if a motherfucker came in on a parlay, you know, and wrapped up motherfucker? You know, if you want to wrap up all these favorites and make them motherfuckers turn into a plus money, and you want to take Ikram from the biggest favorite on down, you want to take Ikram, then you want to take Azu. You feel what I'm saying to you? Then you want to take motherfucking Nate. Then you want to take Jekka. Then you want to take Josephine. Then you want to take Tagir. Then you want to take motherfucking Garrett. Then you want to take Tat. Then you want to take Miles. And you want to take Adam. Run that back for yourself if you want to, because that 10-legger is going to smack. That 10-legger is going to smack. If Miles shows up in the Miles and Andrade fight, and Tagir shows up in the Tagir and Joshua fight, in my personal opinion, that 10-legger smacks. Ikram, Azul, Jake, Jekka, Josephine, Tagir, Garrett, Tat, Miles, Adam, from your biggest favorite all the way on down to your plus 100 dog. That 10-legger will smack. I mean, appreciate y'all for tapping in. That's final thoughts. Only thing coming after this is parlays, man. Run that one back that I just said to you, though, for a 10-legger, man. You know what I mean? It's going to smack. And in my personal opinion, you could use those same 9 legs and take the slight dog and Adam out for the 10th leg and put the slight dog and Lucas in for your 10th leg. You could put another parlay in with them same 9 legs, take Lucas out as your slight dog, and put Norda Becky in there as your slight dog. And all the motherfuckers might smack for crazy numbers, man. But hey, that's just me. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all for tapping in.